Why was my mute on? How the hell was I muted? Why was I muted? That's silly. Okay, now back to the regular. Thank you, Robert. Okay, what I was going to talk about is like how I've lost weight, because that's like how part of my day was just shit from the get-go. And that was because I only had like 2 hours of sleep. And then Tick, my lovely middle cat, he is somewhere, 6 years old now. He's my fat, white, and orange Maine Coon. If you sat there and seen anything of my stuff, he's on there somewhere. I have another one that's named Luna. She's 12 this year. She's a fat black cat too. And then we've got the baby who's just 2 years old, and he is psycho. And well, Tick has like OCD, and I actually have a video on here that shows him literally just scratching at his cat box for a good solid minute and did not even take a shit. And this little dude today, while I was I ended up sleeping on the couch because I got massive cramps in my legs from standing and whatnot all day long. I don't really sit down much at work. I don't even really lean up against things very often, so my legs get a lot of workout. I do go on like my 15-minute, half an hour break, sit down then, but like my legs get really, really tight. And last night King Murder even looked at me and says, honey, you need to go to do your stretching. And I said, okay. So I did my stretches and went to bed at 3 o'clock this morning. I think I had just started to doze off, and I had massive, massive cramps. Yes, my fat cats are somewhere around here. One of them will eventually show up. I'm actually wondering if one of them is in my closet right now. Hi, Factard. So yeah, and this is how I'm feeling right now, is are you out of your Vulcan mind? Because I've watched a couple of the, stupid videos, and the last one I just watched was the one about Earth's not even a planet with Simon Dan, and that one just hit my hit my brain just a little wrong. But then after I woke up and hobbled my ass into the living room and tried not to wake up the man. And he even says, he's like, honey, my sleep isn't what's important. Your sleep is what's important. Because let's see. I was going to do that. Yes. Yeah, so he's like, my sleep's not important. I don't really have a job. I'm just a streamer. I'm cool. But yours is more important. I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to scream at the top of my head at 3 o'clock in the morning just because my legs are in pain. It's just not who I am. So I ended up going out into the living room. It took me almost 3 hours to get the cramps to stop. And it was bad. It was bad. I was hobbling to the bathroom to go to the bathroom. I ended up going into the kitchen. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to be up for a while. Might as well get me another cup of coffee. Oh, what's happening with you, Factard? Yeah, so I got myself another cup of coffee, and then literally just did my stretches for my calves and my and just like squatted there for a while. And I swear I probably looked like a crazy person sitting in the corner of my kitchen squatting and just like trying not to cry in pain. And I mean but it's a lot of it is because I forget to drink water on top of my coffee. And water is a really big thing when it comes to my diet, which is a ketogenic diet. I eat a lot of meat, and honestly, it's the best way I can describe it is a caveman diet. I mean, seriously, dudes out in the wilderness eat the same exact diet as I do. They don't have a lot of pre-processed foods. They don't have fast foods. They don't have a lot of carbs. They get most of their carbs from berries and fruits. Oh no! What did she pass away from, sweetie? Aww. Fact Tard's my guy. He was here for my last live stream. Big hugs to you, sweetie. And that's the other thing I've been sitting there and thinking of, is like my mom, so I can understand. My mom's down in Florida taking care of my stepdad, he's got Parkinson's really bad. We just sat there and found out that he's got to get at least I did. Yeah, and I'm that's something else I'll get into. But yeah, then I ended up getting a couple hours of sleep, and then I'm going to get into my story about my family and stuff. But I just been having a bad day. I was starting to sit there and, I was going to start this at 6 o'clock, but that just fucking went right out the window because I went to go donate. And when I got there, I sat there and was all normal, did my normal screening and everything. And then she told me what my weight was. And I sat there and I was like, seriously? I lost 7 pounds in a week. Fuck yeah. And then she sits there and looks at me and goes, but you're going to have to go see the nurse. And I'm like, why do I have to go see the nurse? So they sit there and they have this regulation, which is completely understandable. You have to go see the nurse if you lose more than 20 pounds in a year. So I had to go back to the nurse and explain to her that, yes, I was losing weight on purpose and losing it at a massive pace. And and I was on a ketogenic diet. I was not because I work there as well, I sat there and I was like, oh, right, I forgot. It's the crackhead question. Has this person started using some kind of methamphetamine or crack cocaine or something, or even just meth, and has lost this massive amount of weight because of some kind of drug addiction? All right, well, I'm not that one. I'm not that one at all. I am just on the Caveman Diet. I've been really watching, and it's actually been helping me watch Life Below Zero, because literally they don't have cakes and cookies on that show. They have caribou, they have moose, they have musk ox, they have ptarmigan, foxes for their skins and furs for making clothes. They've got they have greens, which is like shit that they've pulled off the side of a bank. They don't have the most fruit. The most fruit they have is berries that they've picked: salmon berries, blueberries, raspberries, stuff like that. And there's just not a lot of cakes. Cakes are for celebrations and stuff like that, like your birthday. And even then, I could sit there and make you a keto birthday cake. Yeah, Biggest Loser's in trouble. I sat there, and so when I first started, and I got weighed at the plasma center, when I first started all this, I was at 242 pounds. And that was in about March, April of 2019, I'm guessing. But what did it was, if you sit there and you see the picture from that I have my before and after, that's my picture of the stream, is my before and after. So the before picture is from Christmas when I got engaged. And then I saw the picture afterwards and I was like, oh my God, I really, really, really need to lose weight. I didn't really, actually, that picture is from 2018. I didn't actually hardcore change diet and things until our friend Billy came up from Florida and lived with us. And he actually sat there and explained to me And I sat there and I was like, you know what? That makes complete, perfect sense to my medical, very analytical brain. And what it was that it's how your body actually digests foods. Your body digests foods carbs first. That's why they call them energy boosters. You know, it's because you get these short bursts of energy. But if you sit there and all you eat is carbs, it's going to end up turning into fat. And that's exactly what it did in me, is because I might not eat that many times a day. Like now I still only eat maybe 2 times a day. I have breakfast, I have dinner. I don't really have many snacks. I have like maybe a handful of nuts or seeds or whatnot during the day to keep me going. Or even, what was the one? We had fat bombs, which one was this brownie that I made. It's made with, you know, the fake sugar, which I use Swerve. The other one I've used is monk fruit sugar. They're like a alcohol-based sugar. So they burn really, and it's not even a sugar. There's like 1 gram of actual carbs in it. So you can use it equivalent to regular sugar. I actually did that and made like my grandma's family cheesecake, and it was pretty damn delicious. But, and it had like no carbs in it because I didn't use any flour. I used almond flour. I used fake sugar. I sat there and it was, at the base of it is like an angel food cake. So it's all egg whites and egg yolks and a little bit of lemon, but then there's cream cheese and sour cream. So there's like no carbs in this whole entire big fat cake. I was like, I get a piece of cake whenever I feel hungry in the middle of the day. You get to eat cake. It's just a different kind of cake. You get used to it though. Like, I made a King Murder. I've made him he's a big sweet tooth. He's not been on the diet as much as me. He cheats. I might as well just say he's not on the fucking diet. He really ain't. Like, he's because like he'll sit there and he'll go out to the store and get a big ass, and I mean big ass economy size fucking bag of peanut butter M&Ms, and then sits there and looks at me and says, honey, it has peanut butter in it. Yeah, with a fuck ton of sugar. And I'm just like, that all of that sugar literally turns into fat. That was my problem when I was younger, and why I sat there and started gaining so much weight. It wasn't how often I ate. Fuck, I sat there and I started doing the six times a day thing. That didn't do shit to me. I've sat there and I've done all kinds of different little changes in my diet. I started working out really hardcore. This last year, I haven't worked out. I haven't. I've sat on my ass. I've sat there and tried to go to the gym, and then I go a couple of times, and now it's thunderstorming. That is fabulous. But like, I've tried getting to go to the gym on a regular basis, even sat there and wasted my money by getting a gym membership. And I'm just not into it. So, but changing, like, rethinking how you eat is what it is. It's really, I sat there and I went back to my medical training and said, okay, so how does the body burn food? First, it sits there and does carbs. So if you take out carbs, or just tone them down to a reasonable level, then it will start burning off proteins, okay? So those sit there and build muscles and has calcium in it for your bones and all that other stuff. And then it starts burning fats. Well, fats actually break down into sugars that your brain needs. So you really need more fats, natural fats, in your diet, so that your body can sit there and turn all of that into the sugar it needs to go into your brain. Because they always sit there and say, you do need to have some kind of sugar in your system to sit there and, fuel your brain. Completely understand that. Wow. That social distancing thing, you really see that when you have like bright lights on and you spittle. Right, good in, good out. But it's just like, all of the pre-processed crap shit that we buy on a regular basis. Everybody sits there and asks me, how do you start? Well, I'll tell you exactly how you start. You start by completely emptying out your fridge. You either toss it away, which I don't recommend because that's a waste. And it's a waste of money, it's a waste of resources, and I sit there and I think about the little African kids starving off and... Hi, Psycho. So, don't just throw it away. So we actually, how we managed to do it was we ate through all of the food in our house. And then it just happened. It fell right around the same time that we were going to move from one apartment into another. This is a renovated apartment in the exact same complex, literally next door to where I used to live. So when we got to move into this apartment, it was just like, well, we got to go buy brand new food. So we sat there and had our friend Billy with us, and he helped us actually grocery shop. And we sat there and went through everything. I literally look on the back of packages before I even sit there and think about putting it in my cart right anymore. And it's just because maybe I want to cheat. I sit there and I'm like, okay, my cheat day will be consisting of what? And I just think of The Rock in Hobbs and Shaw, and sitting across the diner table from his daughter, and she has this little short stack, and he has this one that's like this tall of pancakes, and the waitress just looks at him and goes, cheat day? Cheat day. I am so on that. Like, literally one day a week I sit there and go all hand out. I go get some fucking ice cream. I go get like chicken tenders with the breading and everything, or like just chicken with breading on it instead of naked. Or oh God, what was one the other day? Oh, we went down to Brown County last year, and our cheat day was at this awesome cinnamon roll place where you can get any kind of topping on top of the cinnamon roll. And I had a maple bacon cinnamon roll. It was fucking delicious. Yes, Brown County cinnamon rolls. They're to die for. And it's literally in the middle. Actually, that's where the video for Glow Birth for Dummies 3 came from, I think. Or 2. Was it 2 or 3? One of them. But that whole entire country scene, there's a little itty bitty town, and it's made for little antiques and old timey stuff, and then little mom and pop restaurants. I really hope they are surviving. They survived through this COVID situation, because that place has been around for decades and they're fucking delicious. Okay, so I was gonna do my makeup but I'm not really even into it right now. No. Yeah, I'm good. Okay, so I was gonna tell you about my my brother-in-law. Actually, I posted something the other day on my Facebook about going down to see my family's gravesite for Memorial Day. So I'm gonna really try not to, but his biggest wish before he passed away was to be memorialized in some way. And he just didn't want to be forgotten. He was really big into that. But he is one of the main reasons why I sit there and believe in some of the stuff that I do, which does include some of the woo-woo quackery. And it's just because it's because how I perceive I'm really wondering if I am on the autistic spectrum or on I never got tested. I was a kid of the 80s. I'm 40 fucking years old. We didn't have ADHD and autism back in the day. It was you either were a good kid or a bad kid or somewhere in the fucking middle. You know, I was one of the ones that was a pretty damn good kid, just I fucked up every once in a while. And it's just because that's how I am. Every once in a while, I just gotta fuck up. I can't be perfect. And but like I sit there and I can sense things from people. I do not want to sit there and call it energies from people, but you know, people do have bad vibes. That's what I really call it. It's like good vibes and bad vibes. I can normally sense the good vibes and bad vibes from people. And I think it's just because of how I was raised around some really bad people. So like I can just perceive like similarities, or even sit there and tell a little bit of about a person just by how they act. You know, it's, I don't know, maybe it's just I'm more perceptive than some other people. American female mixed fucking Sherlock or something. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure Sherlock Holmes had autism too. So, but like I can literally I can feel energies vibrating off of things. So it's like that when I hear energies and some of the woo-woo quackery that I've been hearing on YouTube, it actually pisses me off. Because my brother-in-law, when he was diagnosed with mesothelioma at the age of 28. He was given a year, 14 months to live. And my sister was 27, I think. Yeah, she was 27 when she found out. See, and that's another one that my brain sits there and thinks of 27 as a 9 number. It's for, I see yeah. Yeah, like 9, I see that as a very important number. Most of the other numbers I don't fucking pay attention to. That's the only one that really sticks out in my head, because it really does like have a beginning and ending kind of feel to those days. Like 2016 completely was fucked. And that's a 9, you add 2106, or sorry, 2016 together and you get a 9. But it's like, I see where some of the woo-woo crackery comes from. I do also see where the science comes from, because I sit there and I'm like, okay, well, I've already figured out astrology was bullshit because I was into astrology. I sat there and thought that shit was real. I started doing readings on a bunch of people. I didn't sit there and say, I started out with, hey, this is a bunch of generalities. You are not going to have specifics given to you when it comes to a chart. Nobody's going to sit there and tell you the exact date of when you're going to get married. Nobody's going to be able to sit there and tell the exact date when you find your fucking love of your life. I never said that to anybody. But because I had to sit there and specify that to people so many times, it's like, it's a bunch of bullshit. You really sit there and think that a spot in the sky that is made of rock or gaseous mass is really going to affect your mood. Gravity does not have that big of a pull at all. Electromagnetism does not have that big of a pull at all. I watched my brother-in-law slip away and turn into a stick. He sat there and did do chemotherapy treatments. He sat there and ended up being over top of a toilet bowl for about 2 weeks afterwards. Lost all of his hair. It was actually really interesting. We were sitting out on the front porch of my mom's house, because they ended up moving into my mom's house because he couldn't work anymore. And my sister was going to school full time, and you know, she was working, going confused at that time, because my sister did not do well with the fact that her husband was dying, and she wasn't even 30 yet. Like, it's kind of a what the fuck. All right. Aw, did I lose that? Okay, no. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette, and I kind of don't even care. But anyways, but when he was starting to lose touch with reality, I'm really wondering if some of the cancer went to his brain. I don't think it did. I think it didn't get that far, but I don't know. I didn't get to see any of his x-rays afterwards. The x-rays fascinate me. But we only know what the funeral director, he sat there and said when they drained him that he had tumors all over the place. Hi, honey, you can come in. But we don't know if it's out there and got to his brain and whatnot. But the only reason why I say that is because he started seeing people everywhere. Like it seemed like his brain was already starting to pass over while his body was staying around to take care of his legal problems that he had. Since he had mesothelioma, yes, they did sit there and sue the asbestos companies, and yes, they got a good chunk of change. Do I have any of it? Fuck no. I'm in an apartment in the middle, this is a little cubby in between two fucking closets. Does she have stuff to show for it? Oh yeah. But not much else other than stuff. That's why I don't have a big thing about stuff. I couldn't really give two shits about actual stuff. Like all this makeup, I could sit there and toss it, which is what I'm staring off at, is my makeup. I'm trying to sit there and think if I actually want to do anything or not, and I'm really not. I just want to look at the picture. I just want to look at the colors. These fucking colors are pretty. I'm sorry. But Robert, these colors are pretty. These colors are pretty too. And you're just going to have to deal with girly shit. But anyways, he started seeing ghosts or whatever you want, some kind of visions everywhere. But the thing is that when he was seeing these things, there was literally a different feel in the room. Hi, honey. It was kind of like that. But you could sit there and feel like you were in a crowded room when Doug was having one of these like visions. And you don't get that when you're standing alone with somebody in a damn room. Creepy. You're such a creepsoid sometimes. Are you gonna come and say hi? Or are you just gonna be there like a creep? Anyways. That's King Murder. There you go.
What?
You're too far up, honey. Put it down. There
Ow.
you go.
My body hasn't been this way that easy anymore. Say hi to who? What?
We got Factard and Robert Legier.
Deuces. I would do it this way, but now that's if you're
Something
British.
happened with our internet.
Uh-oh. It's monsoons.
Probably.
It's monsoon season out there. It's flash floods.
Yeah. Well, so my creepy man.
Bye.
Yeah. So anyways, like, the other thing that happened right after he died. Okay, so that's the most fucked up part, is the day after he died. The day after. My sister is fucking evil. She had me. She's like, I can't go to... He's been laying here for the last 2 years. Or last year. He's been laying here. I have not been alone. I can't sleep alone. I need you to sleep with me. I sat there and I was like, I can sleep in the same bed with you. That's fine. I will never agree to that shit ever again for anyone. I don't care if I owe you $1 million. I will not sleep in a dead man's spot ever again. I woke up in a panic. I didn't even think of it. I was sitting there and watching... What the fuck was I watching? I was watching a Robin Williams movie. I remember that. It was, the one where he was a clown or some shit. Anybody know that one? Or was it? Or is it that one, I can't fucking remember. I just remember there was a clown in the fucking movie. I don't have a problem with clowns, per se. I actually like clowns. I like ICP, for fuck's sakes. I laugh at clowns. But it wasn't the movie that fucked me up. It was literally, I felt like I was being laid on. Like I had a big weight on my chest, burning up hot. It was the very end of September in Indiana. And at that time, it was in 2002, we actually still had a good fall and winter. Like, it would sometimes snow in the fall, not the winter so much. It would just be cold and dry. But it would snow, because we have enough humidity that it would snow in September, October, easy. We don't get that much that anymore. But it was like maybe 20 degrees outside, I think. I know I put on a jacket and sweatpants to bring the dog out, who was named Bud E. B-U-D-E for Eugene Blankenship. Love Buddy. He was so cute. He actually got given to a family member or something like that. Yeah, honey, I am not promoting your shit. Mm-mm. But anyways, so I sat there and I felt like this super heavy weight on top of me. I was burning up hot. I woke up in a panic. I ran outside because I couldn't breathe because it was so hot. It was really oppressively hot. And I sat there and I even asked Doug before he passed away, and maybe it was a subconscious thing. I don't fucking know. But weeks before he passed away, he sat there and he was like, whoever the fuck said death is hot, or sorry, death is cold, is lying. Death is hot. I am burning up in this motherfucker. Will you quit? I already sat there and talked about a ketogenic diet, baby. That's what he puts in his coffee, by the way. Oh yeah, we do. He fucks with me all the damn time. I go into his stream and I sit there and I give him kisses, or I'll be off in just off camera and I will flash him. I do all kinds of weird shit to him. So he's invariably doing it back to me. It's fine. We have a very fun relationship. He sits there and actually keeps me sane. As fucking crazy as he is, and as crazy as his household is, he keeps me kind of on the level. But yeah, so I had to run outside. I ran outside and I finally was able to catch my breath, and I did not finish sleeping in that spot. I sat there and I said, that shit ain't fucking happening. I'm on YouTube.
Okay.
Oh, he might come in here. Oh, shit. Oh, it means I'm going to have to give him mod privileges. Oh, shit. Watch out. But yeah, so like, then, you know, I have had some medium readings, and the thing is that the mediums that I have actually talked to, some of them are, I wouldn't say legit. I'm not going to sit there and say any medium is legit. I do sit there and think that they read a lot of things. I don't know where the fuck they get the names from. I did have one time where the name Louise sat there and came out very prominent, and that was the only name that actually I cared about. Sit there and see if the person was legit. And the only reason why I did not tell anybody this name, I did not sit there and say it to the person. She actually said it to me. That's the only reason why I thought that one person was legit. I've sat there, and my sister went to John Edward the other day, which is, like Ilya Moon and a couple other people sat there and did a, like little debunk of, or sat there and watched a video of John Edward. My sister actually went to one of his shows, and we even sat there and said, if anybody, would have if he was seriously legit, if anybody in that fucking place would have had somebody come through for them, it would have been Doug. He had such a he still has a strong presence. The motherfucker says, I sat there and I was like, if you come back, what is the one thing that I will see that I know that you're here with me? And he always sat there and said, well, you would always sit there and come in and help me chit chat with me, and you would light my cigarettes for me, because he was like, I'm not dying of lung cancer, I'm dying of asbestos cancer. He's like, fuck it, I might as well enjoy myself. He smoked until the 2 days before he died. He's just like, I might as well fucking enjoy myself. I'm right there with him, but I'm trying. I don't even know if I'm gonna quit smoking or not. I kind of put that to the wayside too. I kind of don't care. As long as I stay active and keep my lungs healthy, I end up breathing fine. Cigarettes really don't affect me that way. They affect me mentally more than they affect my lungs, as As what I notice. I have allergies though, and that's because my silly ass became allergic to cats when I was pregnant with my first kid, and we had 4 cats, and yeah, that's my problem. But he sat there and he's like, if you see smoke coming out of the ashtray and there's no cigarette in there, that's going to be me. And I have seen that multiple times in my life. And people can't sit there and say, I don't know how to scientifically figure that shit out unless I sit there and actually have a camera on an ashtray all goddamn day long. That's, I mean, and he doesn't come visit every damn day. Like, it's not, it's just something I feel around me. Every once in a while, I'll sit there and actually just think of him. And that's when I'll see it. I don't sit there and think of him very often. The only reason why I actually thought of him right now is because you were talking about your mom having cancer. What kind did she have? Like, was it like breast cancer or something that like was really prolonged, or was it kind of quick? Because ours was kind of quick and it was really devastating for us. He was also really young. Like, the last picture we have of Doug is his daughter's was 2 years old. I love that picture, but he hates it. I know why. It's because he looks weak, and he was this big burly army guy, and he looks like a skeleton. Literally, you can see his ribs through his skin. You could see all of his joints. He was wearing I can't remember if he was wearing a diaper or not, or if he was just wearing a sheet. I think he was wearing a sheet because we didn't want to make the picture bad for him, make him look bad. He hated that. He's probably going to hate the fact that I brought that up. But talking about how he came to, which one? Like, there's many times he's come to see me. I think the one that he's thinking of is when I woke up really bad. I woke up really bad that night. Went to sleep, had no problems, wasn't thinking of really anything. And it was like, all of a sudden, the ghostly faces and shit that you see out, like, coming out from... Okay, yeah, so Nikki, by the way, we transferred over from talking about weight loss, which is at the beginning of this bad boy, all the way to me talking about my brother-in-law, who passed away from mesothelioma at the age of 30. And yeah, the Marine Stream is my man. He came to me and, like, I don't know, the best way is like multiple shadowy faces. And then my uncle and my grandpa were there too. They're also passed away, and they're really those 3 people, made a really big impact in my life. And my grandpa passed away when I was 4. So, but I still remember getting up on his lap and pulling at his ears, because he had big ears and he had a big nose, but he was such a fun guy, and he was so warm. And he ended up dying of cancer too. Like, we had to get him transferred out of the hospital because he didn't want to die in the hospital, back to our house where he passed away. And then my brother Doug, or my brother-in-law Doug, when he came to visit this last time, it was really, really traumatic almost. And he's like, stop denying your gifts. I can see it. Like, maybe that's my mental issues, but I see it like as a fucking movie in front of my face. Nobody believes. It's just, they just call it quackery, and that's what pisses me off about. That's what's really pissed me off the last couple of weeks, is because some of it is real. You can't sit there and scientifically. We haven't found a way to sit there and see if there's other universes or other parallel universes or other dimensions outside the 4th dimension. We haven't been able to scientifically prove if there is life after death, because nobody's been able to go there and come back. Truly go there and come back. Nobody. So, I'm sorry, I had to sit there and point that out, because I think that's why he did it too. I don't even care if I cry on fucking stream right at the moment. I just think, you know, I don't get feelings or anything about another person unless I am in the same room with them, unless I'm touching them or if I have some kind of connection with them. I'm not going to sit there and tell you across the fucking inner space or interweb or whatever the fuck. I'm not going to sit there and tell you a bunch of shit about a past loved one or something like that. But I'm not going to sit there and say that it's not real. I've had way too many things happen to me. Way too many. I have a ghost cat that fucking follows me. Scott didn't believe, actually, yeah, Keymurder didn't believe me until he saw the cat walking across his path, and he actually kind of followed it with his vision, and it was not one of our cats. They were all accounted for. This one was not. We have our cats will run around the house randomly, looking. One of them is starting to lick the walls. And I don't know why. And I'm really wondering if it's because somebody's visiting and he's just licking their face or hands, because he gives kisses. Fuck that cat little shit. See, I'm telling you, he's seen it. There's a lot of weird shit that happens just around me, though. It's either I can sit there and turn, like, my mood, it seems, will affect other people, like, very prominently. I project my mood very well. I kind of try to close myself off a lot of times, but, you know, and that's why I sit there and try to have a good time as much as possible, or laugh, or make people laugh. For fuck's sakes, I'm over here staring at my cat who's, like, half tempted to eat a foam mattress. I'm really wondering if he's just going to start licking on it or not, because it smells like me and his dad. Or if he's just going to lay there listening to me talk. Hey, you know what? The cats will sit, the ghost cat and the other two cats will, yeah, they fuck with you enough in your sleep. I always find it funny when, but like, see, the ghost cat has been with me for a long time. It's been actually before, King Murder there. That's the Marine stream, King Murder. On Xbox. Like, he wasn't the only one. My ex-boyfriend actually woke up one morning to the presence of a cat sleeping on his chest. And I sat there and I happened to say, "Honey, do you feel a cat purring on your chest?" And he said, "Yes." He's like, "Luna's okay. She doesn't have to move." I said, "Luna is curled up underneath my arm right now. There's no other animal in here." So, you know, things like that has happened to me. I don't know if he's going to end up licking. I don't know. He's weird. His name is Psycho. It's aptly named, okay? He's aptly named. I don't care if anybody thinks I'm fucking crazy. I already know I'm fucking crazy. I'm fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Every single one of my family is, I'm not going to say every single one, but multiple people in my fucking family are certifiable. And I'm the most sane one. I know a lot of people that say that shit. I have documentation. I do not take lots of antipsychotics. I have family that does. I have family that is autistic. I have family that are ADHD. See, I can sit there and just chit chat about any fucking random ass thing. Anybody else have any fucking ideas? I'm through my crying shit. I'm gonna go on to something else. Like, like my karma list. I don't know.
They're all fucking nuts.
I don't have coffee cup today. I have my karma cup today. Because that's how I felt. Pardon me. This shirt is the one that he actually bought me. The one that I bought, I still have missing. It's the Are You Vulcan out of your Vulcan mind. Yeah. So I bought this original, and it actually had the sign on it, and it was blue, and I got that at Comic-Con. This one he got off of Amazon. I don't know where it went. I literally have never even been able to wear it. I bought it, it came home, and then disappeared. So I don't know of anybody that is that much of a Star Trek fan that's even that comes in my house, that other than me. Like, I'm it. The bigger Star Wars fan than me. Ain't got one yet. I haven't got one yet. I think I'm the only one. No, yep. Got all of the Star Wars. I still need to get the last 3. I do have to say, I do have all of the metal cover Star Wars cases, the special edition, on top of all the Family Guy. I love the Family Guy ones too. I don't think I have a player that I can actually play those fucking things anymore. Every DVD I put in my freaking player sits there and says, it's only made to be played in America. I'm fucking in America, bitch. Can you please just play? Anyways. So who else is here? And I don't know, I'm kind of running out of shit to talk about. Damn, Stock Troll. The t-shirt is gone missing like 4 years ago. I have looked all over this house. We have actually moved since that shirt has disappeared. I have gone through every piece of clothing in this whole entire house, and it's gone. I have, and it's not, and it's literally, it disappeared like 2 days later. I seriously have no fucking clue where it went. And I have literally gone through everything. I'm one of those people that I'm like, oh, I'll sit there and I'll pick up a box that hasn't been touched for 20 fucking years and sit there and look in that motherfucker for the thing that I'm looking for, just because I'm that crazy. Or like, where did I have my keys last? Am I one of those people that looks in the fridge and the freezer? Fucks yes, I am. I have a hook for my keys now for that reason. Oh, by all means, Nikki, go ahead and lurk away. I don't mind. But okay, so like, what other weird shit has, oh my god, yeah, so the one medium that I sat there and talked to, see, ADHD, so, squirrels, and, so I said, the one medium that I talked to that I really trusted, the only reason why I sat there and trust her is because the one name, and like I said, nobody knew this name, she sat there and pulled it out, and it was kind of, it was weird how it happened, because that day, my sister was really getting into it, the past life and all of this shit, because we had talked about it to Doug specifically. It's like, if this shit is real, you're gonna come back and visit, right? Because they felt like they were truly soulmates, and he sat there and he was like, yes, and this is what I'm going to sit there and say. This is what I'm going to do. He sat there and told us what signs he would give us. And we have seen these signs. That's why we called John Edward a complete and utter fucking quack. Because it was like, that would definitely be one of those times where it'd be like, hi, can you please come over here? I know, I'm not going to be some vague shit. I'm going to give you some specifics. Hello. I know Doug would be one of those spirits that would do that. It'd be like one shining bright beacon saying, hey, fuckers, hello, I'm here. He is one of those kind of people. He's very loud and proud, of this very short life very tragic life that he led. After he was able to get away from his family, It's actually where our family comes in and our fucking craziness. He was very proud of his daughters and his son and his wife and the things that he was able to accomplish. He didn't get to finish his photography school, but he has some awesome art. He has a very sick and twisted mind. It's probably why we also got along. What was the other thing? But I sat there and I started going to college too at the same time. My sister actually met in school. And I was going to school for massage therapy. That's the other thing that I do. So I have a lot of things under my belt. I'm definitely making her a mod, by the way. So I have a lot of shit under my belt, like massage therapy. I was coffee master at Starbucks. I sat there and I do phlebotomy. For a plasma center, I used to work at the Red Cross. I sat there and I was an EMT for 2 different ambulance services. I've done a few things. But when I was a massage therapist, that's where I sat there and I learned how to see auras. Not everybody was able to see auras in my class. It was very evident who was able to. You can actually see the colors around. When I got to stand up in front of the whole entire class and be read, they were like, okay, so it was just before Doug passed away. I think it was, yeah. We were doing aura readings just before he passed away. But he sat there and he said to me, because he passed away before I was able to finish, he looked at me and he said, you do not quit. You are very good at this. You are a very good healer. So please finish and keep doing your massage therapy. Keep trying to sit there and heal people. I'm not going to sit there and do quackery. I won't. If you want to come and get a massage from me, I will so have you on my table and get you relaxed in a minute. Just be able to sit there and be able to put my hands on somebody, just because I do feel that that's what we're missing right now more than anything in this pandemic, is just touch from another person. Ooh, Elia Moon. Actually, but yeah, I was gonna but like, that is what I sit there and I go by. I go by actual touch. I go by actually what I feel from somebody else. I was a massage therapist. Yes, I can sit there and I can feel what you are radiating away from you, which everybody has some kind of heat radiating off of them. And I don't know if that's what, acupressure, acupuncture, some of those, finding your chi and all the other shit. Hey, I sat there and I studied all of it. My problem with most of these people out there, though, say that doing acupuncture and all this other stuff is the end-all be-all treatment. It's not. You have to sit there and integrate Eastern and Western medicine. I mean, and that's what, Doug really sat there and got into teaching me when I was going through my classes. And, he was sitting there and pumped up on morphine. We had to sit there and just so he could breathe without being in pain. And he sat there and he was, he would sit there and say, can you rub my feet? All he wanted was somebody to touch him and not be disgusted. And so I would sit there, and that was the only part of his body that wasn't constantly in pain. So I sat there and I did reflexology on him. So, I mean, we have all of the drugs plus doing the aromatherapies and the massage therapies and the reflexology and all this other stuff that, they're sitting there and saying is the end all be all of treatment. You have to sit there and go the alternative way to be healthy. No, you fucking don't. You can still go to your doctor. Doctors go to school for years and years and years and years to sit there and practice. And that's exactly what it's their practice. You practice to make perfect. You don't sit there and go out and go, I am the most awesome. No, it is literally called a practice because you are constantly learning new things. You're constantly incorporating new things into your regimen. I mean, I know plenty of doctors that will sit there and say, yes, I'm going to give you this, cortisone shot. But I do recommend that you go talk to a massage therapist so you can loosen up those muscles and it'll heal better. Or getting lymphatic drainage, which is to sit there and get some of the toxins. Everybody has a lymph system. It's what, that's where your white blood cells are at. They're in your armpits, they're in your ankles, they're in your neck. And just, softly rubbing them. Those are practices that, doctors still use, but they are considered, I don't know, some people sit there and don't think that they work because it's because it's Eastern medicine, and they used it for all of those years prior to injections and surgeries and shit for a reason. Some of them worked, and but you still are going to have to use technology and bring your ass into 2020 and realize that it's not just rocks and energy. It is also, you need to fix some shit chemically. By all means, have fun on Amazon Prime. That's probably where I'm going to go to next. Actually, no. I found HBO Max when they upgraded. Oh my God. They have, I think, is it a CBS or NBC? Whatever the fuck one has Big Bang Theory on it. I get to watch all the episodes of Big Bang Theory. I'm fucking so excited. I already restarted watching it from episode 1 today while I was donating. I was so fucking happy. So, yeah, if you don't have HBO streaming service, y'all fucking need to get it. I'll do that promotion myself right now. Like, they just upgraded to fabulousness, and yes, they're taking on fucking Netflix and Amazon hardcore. But yeah, like, I'm not ever going to say that it's complete and utter horse shit. Some of the people on the internet that are sitting there trying to make money, John Edwards, definitely. Honestly, most of those practices you need to do with somebody else. Like, you need to be able to sit there and go to a massage therapist that has no problem with saying, you need to go to your doctor if you think you have cancer. You need to go to your doctor. You need to go to your therapist, your fucking psychologist, if you're sitting there and having suicidal thoughts. Don't fucking come to me. That's stupid. I'm not going to sit there and fix nothing other than listen to you bitch and moan. That's all I do. I am a sounding board. I do not sit there and tell you how to fix shit. I might give you advice just from my own personal, repertoire, but that is it. I am never going to diagnose somebody. I don't have the ability to do that. I am never, ever going to sit there and try to read someone over the fucking internet either. I've sat there and I personally give off energies. I know, and I normally can make people feel better about life itself just by, and it's, I don't know. I don't know where it fucking comes from. I don't know where it comes from. But I know, my family can all attest to it, that my dude can too. I can absorb other people's negative energy so that they don't have to feel it as bad. And that's just how I am. I sit there and I take that away and I throw it out. Like, it's difficult to explain because it is literally a touch and feel kind of thing, and you can't do that over the internet. You just can't. Like, I can't sit there and tell you, I don't know, I know, right? It was Big Bang Theory. You're giving me squirrels. But I can sit there and feel a ball of energy when I have my hands this far apart. I don't know if anybody else can. I sit there and I can feel it stretch and bounce between my fingers. Like, it's there. I can feel it. Can I sit there and measure it? No. I don't know how to. I don't have the fucking instruments. If some CIA motherfucker want to come over here and tell me what the hell I'm feeling, that's fine. Come tell me what I'm feeling, because I would really like to know. But I sit there and I feel, and other people around me. But like acupuncture spots, those are not going to sit there and work on your own. I can never make this bad boy work to get rid of a fucking headache. I can't even get it to work most of the time on that one in the other room that's playing Creepazoid behind me. I can't get it to work on him. his don't, like, either I can't get it to work on him, or his brain says it's not going to work, so it's not going to work. A lot of it is brain. A lot of it is a fucking placebo. That's why you have to sit there and look at it as you're trying to sit there and trigger your brain to sit there and heal yourself. If it doesn't have the energy to fucking heal yourself, you need to go to the doctor. How the fuck many times does anybody have to sit there? The jelly juice bitches, the fucking black salve dumb fucks out there. Oh my God, them people literally burning holes in yourself. Why the fuck would you do that? Why? Like, I don't get people. I don't get people sometimes. They hurt my brain. And the people that sit there and follow some of this shit, it's just boggling. And, you know, and because met most of you guys. Yeah, and I mean, that's what I sit there and feel, is that I'm very sensitive to those energy waves, like the stuff that comes off of you. And yes, because I'm very sensitive to that, I can sit there and feel it so I can manipulate it. And that's all I'm saying. Is that I'm very sensitive to it, and I'm able to sit there and manipulate that. But you have to be in my presence for that to fucking happen. Like, I can't go, woo woo, you're fucking fixed. It's not happening. I am not that, who's the damn preacher? The dumb fuck preacher that sat there and said he's going to heal your corona through the fucking TV. I'm going to heal your corona, and had the sweatiest palms and looked like he just wiped his head, like just pissed on his hands and said, I'm going to heal your corona. I'm not him. Oh, please. Actually, here. Go ahead and pop that in my in the live chat, or you can even add it as a comment so I can look at it later. That's fine. But yeah, you know, but that I have had very good results with people and giving them some kind of therapy. I know I helped my brother just with his pain, but most of it comes down to just needing to be touched by somebody else. Like you said, I don't know if y'all saw, but like it took that much from my man to sit there and calm me down a bit, because I was getting a little crazy. But it's like, that's all people really need. I think even now, more than ever, is that even if you have to sit there and do the whole retarded looking plastic sheet with arms in it to give your grandma a hug, for fuck's sakes, just go give Granny a damn hug. Wear a fucking mask and some gloves. Give her a fucking hug. She deserves a hug. like a lot of it just comes down to touch and being able to sit there and, I don't know, be perceptive or be able to read people, or because some of the things that have, like, I'm not even kidding, okay, like the one other thing that happened that I know, dude, I mean, I don't know if he's making it up, I don't know if he's not, I just know he has sat there and he's repeated this story over and over and over to me and multiple other people. And it's one of the reasons why he still kind of hangs out with me, is because I impacted him so well. I mean, I don't hear from him but maybe once a fucking year. But it's like, I impacted him enough that this always comes up almost every time that we see each other after it happened. So I went over to his apartment for New Year's Eve, and it was several years ago. I was still talking to all my family. And he sat there, and we were supposed to have a date for New Year's Eve. Didn't have the date. He ended up having some shit go down with his baby mama and all this other shit. And I ended up going over to his house just before New Year's, or just after midnight, I think. I think I ended up going over there like 1 o'clock. I literally lived like right down the street from him, though. So I went over to his house, and I sat there, and we were chit-chatting and everything. We sat there, and I don't think I had a drink or anything. No, because all he had was whiskey. And I didn't really want whiskey. And we were sitting chit-chatting. He was in big trouble because he he was like 6 hours late for our date. So it was like, I wasn't gonna kiss him, wasn't gonna make out with him. I just wanted a fucking answer. And he invited me over. So I sat there and he explained to me what happened and everything. And I sat there and I was like, who do you have that passed away that would be creeping in your damn bedroom? And he goes, what are you talking about? And I sat there and I was like, there's a tall dude that's in your bedroom right now that's creeping around the damn door. Who is it? And he's like, dude, I don't fucking know. I sat there and I was like, who likes whiskey? And he's like, I was like, other than you and your family, who absolutely diehard whiskey fan, you sit down, have a chit chat, you have a drink of whiskey with him. And he sat there and was like, my granddad. I sat there and was like, okay, so tonight after I leave, why don't you put out a big glass of whiskey for him, see? And so he can sit there and have some New Year's Eve fun too. He sat there and was like, all right. So he sat there and he put a full glass, I mean, one of those whiskey cups, and he filled the fucker up. Like, he didn't just put in a dose or 2 doses. He filled the fucker up. And the next morning he came out and he sat there and he said, he was like, the dang was gone. It wasn't that it was like half empty or there was a little sip left. It was fucking gone. And I'm sorry, a cat does not drink whiskey. That's the other thing. He had 2 cats. Cats don't drink whiskey. They hate the shit. I've tried. Ooh, sweet. Yeah. See, look, psychology today. I like that. All right. So, but that's what I was saying. I think I'm on an autism spectrum where I'm like, I feel and way too much shit is happening. Like, I even say sometimes I am overstimulated like a cat. And if you have ever had a cat and you rub them too much, they get really pissy. Kind of what I feel. Like, seriously, I feel like an overstimulated cat, and I either get pissy, I get giggly, or yeah, mostly pissy and giggly. There's not, and I can be a real big bitch. Like, I'll sit there and I hit below the belt. It's pretty bad. Yeah, well, yeah. I'm an empath. I know I'm an empath. I already know that. I already know I'm an empath. I knew that a long time ago. But it's just that, like, when I got my aura reading and I got turned off on a fucking squirrel trail again, thanks, Alien Moon. But when I got my aura reading done, they even said that I had a female here and 2 males here. And I was just like, that's fucked up. And yeah, it was actually after, was it after my Doug died? I can't remember, because Doug passed away in September 27th, 2002. I graduated in May of 2003, and I think I did that afterwards. And I think even they sat there, and one of them even sat there and said that it was like 2 tall, one tall individual and one not tall. There was one here. I can't remember if it was a female or a male. I know I was surrounded by fucking people, though. One person actually was able to see shadows of multiple people of me against a white screen. So, and it wasn't like we had like lots of different, you've seen a white screen in a classroom, right? You don't see a lot of individual shadows along it unless there are people along it. And the best way I can describe to see an aura is you have to completely, those magic pictures that would look like random goggly gook shit, and then you sit there and you like cross your eyes or unfocus your eyes or whatever, and you start seeing 3D pictures. It's kind of like that, but you can see like an actual cloud around somebody, and it'll be a different color than they are. And I've seen yellow with like black flakes before. I've seen green when, you see green a lot around healing people or somebody that's in a bad state that are healing. Probably me right now. blue. Purple is one. You can sometimes see, you don't see the chakras. You never see the fucking chakras. And those aura cameras, I don't know what they're seeing. I mean, they are seeing something. I'm not going to buy a fucking aura picture when I can just like put my glasses down and look at somebody, or even look in the mirror and sit there and look at my aura. So, I don't know. I've gotten off into so many different tangents. I don't even know where the fuck I'm at in my story. Or what story I'm telling. That's awesome. This is why I need to take notes, but then I sit there and I don't pay attention to the notes, and I end up going off on a tangent any damn way. This is the life and the thoughts of an ADHD person. Just say. And this is why I don't make a lot of videos, because I end up going off on these tangents, and I either have to sit there and take all of it out or leave it all in, and then it doesn't make any sense because I have like 4 different freaking tangents that I'm going off on. And if I look down and I sit there and I look at the chat box again, I probably won't see anything. So I'll sit there and I'll go off on another damn tangent. This is my problem. This is what's wrong with me. I have to be like a little buzzing bee all the time around. And I do that at work too. I'm surprised. Me and one of the other girls I know drive everyone insane because we're always, and we talk to each other too. We talk to each other really fast. So sorry if I talk really fast. It's just the only way to get some of the stuff out of my brain into consciousness and out in the world, because otherwise it just gets stuck up there. Like halfway in the middle, or, you know, sometimes you start sitting there and thinking something that you might feel like saying, and then either it does slip the fuck out and you don't realize it, or you don't say it at all and you actually think that you actually said something when you didn't say anything at all. Have you ever had those feelings? That is one of those feelings that I've had before. Probably right now. But it's like those are all the things that are going in my head. But when I sat there and I wanted to start this, only because I wanted to talk about my weight loss and my lovely time at the plasma center. That's me right now. I probably can't even understand my line of thinking right now because I'm way all over the place. That's fine. I like being individualistic like that and making up my own words. Love it. All right. But now that I've literally ran out of shit to say, at least right now, I'm gonna go off and watch some more Big Bang Theory. I think. I don't know, how long have we been going? I don't even know how long we've been going. Let's see. We've been going for an hour and 14 minutes. Hey, that's half an hour longer than the last one. I'm getting better at this. Of course, still doesn't make no damn sense. But anyways, I will talk to you guys either on Discord or here or anywhere else. I have all of my links in the description, and that's about it. I think I'm just going to come on here and just talk random shit. Maybe talk about my day. Maybe put on some makeup. I still haven't figured that one out yet. Still. I was going to sit there and talk about my life at Starbucks and the 7 years there and how I got fired. And I got rehired. And then I cussed out my boss. I quit. So, I mean, I don't know. I'll eventually tell that story. I love Starbucks. I would, if I was going to get another part-time job, I'd probably go to Starbucks. I think I might go back. Just so I can hit my 15 years. Because after 15 years of being at Starbucks, they're fucking fabulous. You get free coffee a week, every fucking week until the day you die. That's my life. That's life goals right there. Life goals. Work at Starbucks for 15 years and get free coffee for the rest of my life. That's my life goals. I have very small goals in my life. Maybe next time I go work at Starbucks, I might actually become manager instead of just a shift supervisor, or just a barista, or just a coffee master. You know, things, goals, life. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. I'm literally just spewing out random words at this point, and I'm starting to sound less intelligent than Donald Trump, and that is not a goal in my life. So, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. up.